Trending in China, where we dive into the latest buzz around the Chinese economy and beyond.
I'm honored to attend my first China International Supply Chain Expo. China's supply chain is a miracle.
We are expanding in China all the time. They're really extraordinary engineers and professionals here in China. People are really, really excellent, and they're driven, and they really want to do a great job. And so the openness made it possible for every industry in every country to engage AI. AI is not for just a few people or a few countries. AI is for everyone. Every human in the world should and will benefit from the capabilities of AI. It will uplift society. As you know, AI is the greatest equalizer of anything we have ever done. AI is very powerful technology, and it is imperative that we advance it safely.
Hello and welcome to Trending in China. I'm your host, Yolanda Lu, an economic reporter based in Beijing. Today, we are diving into the recent Beijing visit of Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang, head of the world's most valuable company. His third China trip this year wasn't just about keynotes and meetings. It also sent powerful signals about artificial intelligence, the Chinese market, and the global supply chains. Joining me here in the studio is Mary Wu, a reporter in Beijing, who has tracked Huang's every move at the recent China International Supply Chain Expo. Mary, welcome.
Thank you, Yolanda, for having me.
Thank you. So you have been following Huang's move in Beijing. So tell us his itinerary in China this time, who he met, and what was he here for?
This was Huang's third visit to China in 2025, a clear signal of Nvidia's commitment to the Chinese market. He arrived fresh off Nvidia's historic $4 trillion market cap milestone. Yet his focus wasn't on stock prices. The trip also marks Nvidia's debut at the third China International Supply Chain Expo. As you said before, he did have a very packed schedule during his visit to Beijing. He addressed the opening ceremony of the Expo. He attended a meeting with the head of the Expo's organizer, several group interviews, and a fireside chat with a Chinese tech firm executive. And I was lucky to have been able to be present for most of the events. A key takeaway is that Huang wasn't just here to sell chips. He was making a case for global AI collaboration. I'm happy to discuss them in the show today.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, I can hear his schedule was really packed. And I also heard besides the opening ceremony of the Expo, he also spoke to a lot of journalists. And I was surprised that he himself even held a press conference. So I think the very fact that he held so many activities here in China already showed the company's commitment to China. So let's hear what he said about the Chinese market.
We are expanding in China all the time. In the last several years, as you know, Nvidia grew quite a bit. I don't know if you noticed or not.
Any further progress?
Well, I hope so. I hope that Nvidia's growth is only beginning, not ending. And so as we continue to advance our technology and our contribution to markets, it'll give us an opportunity to hire more people. They're really extraordinary engineers and professionals here in China. People are really, really excellent, and they're driven, and they really want to do a great job.
Yeah, growth is only beginning. A lot of potential for Nvidia in China. So beyond the market, Jensen also seemed very impressed by China's AI ecosystem. What caught his eye, Mary?
Sure, China's innovation, especially in the sector of artificial intelligence, made Jensen very excited, not only because the business opportunities brought about by China's innovation development, but also because the innovation abilities of Chinese manufacturers, cloud service providers, large model developers are leading the world's progress. When pressed about surprising innovations here, his answer was clear. China's electric vehicles have blown him away, and honestly, his enthusiasm is hard to miss. He said they are so big. It's like a living room on heels, he says, and even jokes that he'd buy one if they were available in the US. He also praised about China's edge on humanoid robots.
I remember when I visited Nvidia's booth during the Expo, I saw there was a humanoid robot manufactured by Chinese company. It's rather a famous company in China, but it's equipped with Nvidia's chip. So I think that really shows a collaboration between two major economies and how the supply chain is interdependent.
Yes, one of his words came up to my mind was that he praised China's supply chain as a miracle, not only because of its innovative capabilities, but also he said the complexity of the China's supply chain is fundamental to the global supply chain cooperation.
I noticed in addition to Nvidia, there were a lot of US companies present at the Expo. For example, Starbucks, Walmart, and Qualcomm, Corning. So US companies across sectors, they're present at the Expo, not only for the Chinese market, I guess. They are also here to collaborate with the supply chain partners because China's supply chain is the most complete, the most comprehensive in the world, I guess. So no one can afford to miss out. And let's hear what Jensen said about Chinese innovation and China's AI ecosystem.
China is very excellent at creating new applications. None of you have wallets and cash and credit cards anymore. I still use money. You know, when you see me in the United States, you must think you went back in time. You wouldn't even understand, my life. It's too strange. It's too mechanical. It's too I'm like an antique. And so here in China, people are so advanced, the technology adoption is so fast. The way you think about money exchange, everything is a financial system, the internet is so different. And so we are learning, all of the companies around the world are learning from Chinese applications. DeepSeek R1 is both a revolutionary model. It's the first open reasoning model, and it was very effective. Because it was also open, many companies and many countries have downloaded DeepSeek R1. And, of course, many people use DeepSeek R1 at the DeepSeek API. But 99% downloaded the open model and adapted to their own application. Around the world, we see it used for all kinds of different fields. They're used for healthcare and medical imaging, and it's used in the area of robotics, and the list goes on. And so the openness made it possible for every industry in every country to engage AI. AI is not for just a few people or a few countries. AI is for everyone. Every human in the world should and will benefit from the capabilities of AI. It will uplift society. As you know, AI is the greatest technology, is the greatest equalizer of anything we have ever done. You can prove it. The reason is with AI, a poor artist can be quite a good artist. With AI, a poor writer can be quite a good writer. And so we are lifting everyone so that everybody's capability has been enhanced. It closes the gap. And so the last thing that I would say about AI open is that because it's open, it invites the scientific scrutiny from the large community around the world. That scrutiny in openness enables safety to be better adhered.
Yeah, definitely. He sees so much potential in China's AI development. So yeah, Mary, you have been following Jensen's speeches and interviews during the Expo. So what's your observation about Jensen himself? What impressed you most?
You know what, Yolanda? First of all, what struck me was Jensen's genuine passion for AI, not just as a business opportunity, but as a transformative force. He's clearly energized by China's rapid advancement. From open source large language models to physical AI applications like EVs and smart factories, many of which are built on NVIDIA's architecture. But beyond the commercial potential, what truly excites him is AI's role as an equalizer, a shared global project that can uplift societies everywhere. When nations and companies are racing to turn AI into economic and strategic advantage, yet Jensen's point is that you can't hoard AI progress in the same way you might hoard a rare resource. It grows when shared.
Yeah, I was also impressed by his passion for artificial intelligence and also how he has been sticking to one thing like for so long. And I remember during an interview with reporters, he said like when he was asked how does it feel to be the CEO of the world's most valuable company, and he was really humble. And he said Nvidia was once the least valuable company in the world, and it nearly bankrupt. So I think the story of Nvidia's growth is also a story about perseverance, I guess.
Yes, he frames NVIDIA's rise not as luck, but as a deliberate reinvention. He said, we've reinvented computing for the first time in 60 years.
Yeah, let's hear Jensen's take on the applications of AI, AI safety, and how he himself uses artificial intelligence.
AI will revolutionize every industry, but it will also revolutionize every industry, every science. So let me give you an example. Computer graphics, NVIDIA's GPU, led to the big bang of AI. However, now AI is revolutionizing computer graphics. And so today's computer graphics is impossible without AI. We have AI for quantum, because in order for quantum computers to produce a useful output, you have to have quantum error correction. So the pre-processing and the post-processing of the quantum signals is very important. NVIDIA's technology is ideal for that. And so we call it CUDA quantum. We also have CUDA for science, so that we can assist the physical simulation, so that we can simulate much, much larger scale weather prediction, for example. That's using physics and AI, so that's AI for physics. We use AI for biology, so that we can predict molecular dynamics movements and the covariant bond energy of the electrons. That is extremely complicated to simulate, but with AI, we can do that at much, much larger scale. On and on and on. AI for robotics, AI for so on and so forth. We're going to use AI for basically everything. And so quantum is a very important application. AI is very powerful technology, and it is imperative that we advance it safely. There are many safety technology that has already been invented. For example, in order to align the AI so that it performs tasks and demonstrates value that are consistent with us, it's called reinforcement learning human feedback, alignment. We also created technology that prevents it or reduces it from hallucinating, retrieval augmented generation. We also created technology that guardrails the AI so that it doesn't perform tasks that it wasn't designed to do. If we have an engineer AI, it doesn't have to be our marketing AI. If we had a marketing AI, it doesn't have to be our accounting AI. And so we created AI guardrails to do so. There are cybersecurity AI, monitor AI. There are all kinds of AIs that are being created to keep AI safe. And then lastly, AI is going to be an international global field of science, so that the scientific scrutiny that's going to come from all over the world is going to be excellent in helping us advance this technology in a safe way. The AI I use are OpenAI, Gemini Pro, Grok, and Perplexity. And those four AIs I use almost simultaneously. And I use them to, I give them the same problem, and then I ask them to offer me a second opinion. And so they can study each other's result and improve the result. And so that's how I use it. And I think that in the future, that's another form of safety, that you will have many different AIs that provide redundant and balance and checking of answers with each other.
Okay, and finally, let's talk about the supply chain expo itself. So at the expo, Jensen's view on global interdependence must have been key, right, Mary?
Yes, Yolanda, one of the key messages Jensen conveyed during his Beijing visit is China's supply chain. It's a miracle and its integral place in the interconnected world of manufacturing and technology.
Yeah, did he give a concrete example?
Yes, when he met with Ren Hongbin, chairman of the China Council for the Promotion of International Trade, organizer of the Expo, he said for Nvidia itself, this interconnectedness is tangible. It takes 200 different technology companies from every single corner of the world to build one of the company's AI computers. So he said the company has incredibly complicated supply chains, and the company depends on technology providers all over the world. He also highlighted the global supply chain's role in reducing cost and increasing efficiency.
Yeah, and with strong manufacturing power, I guess it's standing at the center of the global supply chain. And let's hear what Jensen says about China's supply chain.
There are many things that are very difficult to manufacture outside of China. Batteries are hard. Solar panels are hard. Electric vehicles are increasingly hard. Of course, cell phones are very difficult to manufacture outside of China. So the supply chain here in China is very advanced, especially for very high volume, consumer-oriented, very delicate manufacturing.
Yeah, interdependence isn't optional. It's the physics of the world. So Mary, bringing all of this together, what's the single biggest takeaway from Jensen's Beijing visit?
I would say a vision of AI not as a niche tool, but as the backbone of tomorrow's world. He placed artificial intelligence at a very important position. He said artificial intelligence is going to be an infrastructure fundamental to every country, as fundamental as electricity, as the internet is today. And he said it's going to be much bigger than both. That's not hyperbole. It's a call to recognize AI as the kind of transformative force that reshapes how societies function top to bottom. And in his fireside chat, he doubled down on that optimism, framing this moment as a once-in-a-generation opportunity that will define the world the next century. Crucially, he didn't see this as a journey for any one nation or company to tackle alone. He said he's delighted to see so much advance here in China, and he also urged continued collaboration. So I think to wrap up, Jensen's Beijing visit wasn't just about celebrating Nvidia's success or China's progress. It was about planting a flag for partnership, reminding us that the best is yet to come only if we build that future together. As he put it, here's to checking in 10 years from now and seeing just how far that collaboration has taken us.
Yeah, I like the pragmatic optimism. Yeah, okay, thank you, Mary, for your sharp insights from the ground. Fascinating stuff.
Thank you, Yolanda, for having me today.
Okay, listeners, what do you think of Jensen Huang's messages in Beijing? Let us know. This is Yolanda Lu with Trending in China, where we dive into the latest buzz of the Chinese economy and beyond. So if you like our podcast, please follow us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, and Little Universe, 小宇宙. See you next time. Bye bye.